really interesting. Wow. Yeah, really interesting how he considered the fold so heavily because people just under bluff in these $400 tournaments. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, what are his bluffs? You know, like if we really think about it, like sure, ace high, like ace high has some showdown value if you had ace five, and when he raises the turn with maybe some backdoor diamond draw or something like that, he actually gets called. And on this kind of board, like what hands do you have that you're folding?
And it's gonna have some misdraws and things too. So I think calling is the only option myself. Let's see if Boogaloo got away from it. Ooh, call is 6.
So this is close between call.
Really interesting. So call is 6, raise is 7,500 is 10 points. And I'm going to say he said that because this is a very bad player. And so he thinks the very bad player is going to stack off here with worse queens a lot. I'm going to guarantee that's what he's going to say. Very interesting, though. I thought call for sure was the right answer. I never am in this spot. I don't know. Interesting spot, too. I think this is a little bit of a lesson for everyone out there, too. A lot of times, the hands we want to float with, like this one, are better as raises. So this kind of falls in that category.
Yeah, and he was kind of an echo chamber for us there, saying, you know, we just get better hands to call and worse to fold.
Yep.
Like he's going to have some gut shots in his range. He's going to have spade draws. He's going to have king X. And we kind of, we kind of identify kind of what cards are going to be bad for us on future streets, and we're aware how to proceed on those cards.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a very good point. You right.
That was the best. You didn't say anything. You won. Just straight up.
You won. I'm just spewing.
All right, so ooh, look at this. You're not opening this. You just looked at this. You're not opening.
Button cut off, hijack, low jack, under the gun one. You are right.
Come on now. Okay. I am. So let's see if he.
He's got to open it, or there wouldn't be a hand.
It would
I'm
be a
already
quick.
down on points.
You're already down on points in real life. Now, obviously, you're gonna cheat, but
I'm gonna evolve.
you're gonna adapt, right?
All right, let's play it.
I'm going to cry if he says he's folding here. Like, if he's like, yeah, you should be folding this in this kind of tournament, and you were actually right. All right, cool.
Wah, wah.
Like a spot where we have
Ah!
standard.
Yes.
And the reason is because queen.
I just want to say for the record that this is the best 3-point score I've ever gotten in my life. Because the right answer was fold.
Right? But you heard what he said about the tables. This is a 3K.
Here comes the excuses. 10
The
points
excuses
fold.
to
It says
open
right
if your
here.
table is particularly tight and weak. Welcome to the $5 2K world. I mean, the $11 10K. I'm opening this, yeah, for sure.
This is the best 3 points of my life.
Oh, that's hilarious. And everybody's 50.
Nailed it. What the hell kind of play is that from King Queen? Who does that?
What the hell? Yeah, so my dog.
Jonathan Little's an absolute crusher, so it's nice to have him.
Yeah, I agree, and I
Just
always love
coaching.
playing right after sessions like this because I feel like my brain's warmed up. I'm thinking through things, and so it's a good way to start your session for sure.
Right. All right, guys, this is it.
What's up, Mike? You want to give a gist? He was saying Narco Cop was playing about deep-pipping about 28% of hands. He had been very aggressive in this $10 buy-in, and here are the options to fold, to call, to raise to 1,200, raise to... What? Wait a minute, he made it 800, and my man's giving options to 12 and 1,400 ounces. So it's already getting kind of spicy. That's so nasty. To be on the site with these other crushers, well-known poker public figures is pretty exciting, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when I was kind of giving a little intro here too. Assassinato, Matt Affleck, John Little, all coaches on the site, so very highly respectable, quality poker content.
Yep, Evan Jarvis as well. Remember Evan Jarvis, Matt Affleck, Assassinato, John Little.
Yeah, so I guess that just makes sense. He just have the ace of clubs in his hand. That's interesting, though. I
How
thought
many
that was
points you got?
interesting.
You didn't do that bad. 45.
I like how you just pat me on the back. You didn't do that bad. Well, yeah, good job, buddy. Like,
The back.
I remember I got the higher score in the first one. So, you know, we're 1 for 1, buddy.
I just want to know.
Calling, guys. Let's see if we're good.
Similar situation as pre-flop. I think pre.
All right, guys, we're checking, I guess. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
One of the things I see people when it comes to poker is when you can get to the turn and there's an opportunity.
When you're facing a min raise or just a touch more than a min raise, and there's an ante in play, which is going to be the case in most tournaments, I think, going forward, you want to defend pretty wide. If your opponent's making a 2.
All right, cool. You're going 1,400.
I'm going 1,400, guys.
I'm gonna go call with the arm and just see what happens.
All right, and
I would fold in game though, for the record, in case that's the winning end.
You won. You win. I have to concede. You win.
14K.
14K, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, no, we cannot win. This is a pretty rough spot because damn it.
Mm-hmm. Where do you gonna get my chat? They like naughty things. They like just beer, alcohol, you know.
All right, let's do I can do a $10 ACR giveaway.
A $10 ACR giveaway courtesy of my man Toe. For me beating that ass heads up in this. Sorry. No, I'm kidding. We'll do this. We'll have to do it at least once a week, man. And then, you know, we'll do it. We'll do it every week a couple times.
So it's a tie.
I guess we got to give out $10 to each other's communities. We'll just do our own $10 free roll for each. Or does that sound fair?
Yes. You know what this means.
You win. I give his chat $10. Take it.
So that's cool because we have 2 ties and then a win from you and a win from me. This is like the epic battle. It's perfect. It's great.
Yeah, we're even Stevens.
This is awesome.
Take it.
I love it.
You know,
Stop. We got a giveaway going. Let's run the giveaway for the $10 ACR winner. Closing the giveaway. Drawing the winner. My man Sebs are getting the $10 ACR giveaway for this one. All right,
what up, guys? There it is. What up, guys? How's everything going? Welcome to Army 6's Mafia. It is a beautiful day to study some fucking poker. What do you think? Let's get it. We have our man in the house. We have a special guest. I've only known the guy for a couple weeks now, but we talk a lot now. I respect him. He's cool as shit. Super down to earth, funny as hell. My friend, Matt CasinoKing in the house. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I just want to put a disclaimer out there that I am a level down from these guys. I was telling Sixes about some of my mistakes, and I had him in tears. He was laughing so hard at some of the shit I've done on a poker table. So I'm here more for, you know, people to make fun of me and would talk through my mistakes. And so don't mistake me for a coach.
No, yeah, and that's okay. We like that, you know, and I think having that level of honesty and nobody's perfect in this game. We try to just do our best, but having that levity of, hey, I'm going to make some mistakes. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and I'm just trying to get better, and being comfortable with that is cool as hell. And that's why I like this dude, man. He's awesome like that, but it's fun.
Yeah,
so, how you doing?
We give you the same spiel we give everybody else, right? Like, if you're going to fuck it up here where it's free, you learn, you get better, and, you know. You might get laughed at, but we're a family here. We only laugh in good fun, right?
Yeah, it's all good, right? It's not a big deal.
It's always good.
Oh, man. But, yeah, did you want to since it is your first time here, for anyone who doesn't know what your background is, can you let everybody know a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm a TikToker first, also starting to post a lot of content on YouTube. A lot of it's casino satire. So basically, kind of like what I just said, leaning into the variance and bad beats of poker. So a lot of my vlogs include me losing, shows a lot of the bad beats and some of the bad plays, but really just leaning into the fact that I have a lot of fun with poker. It started off as a hobby for me. Luckily, now it's what I do full time, but full time, content creation, not necessarily raking in the money. But so that's basically what I do on a regular basis, and I just signed the deal with Ignition Casino, so working on a lot of their content on TikTok and YouTube, and collabing with Sixes on a bunch of stuff. So super happy to be here and feel like I'm just getting started in the content space.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. His content is top tier. It's funny as hell, and it's honest, and relatable. I've been watching a lot of it. I mean, it's super relatable stuff. That's what I love, and situations and spots we're always in. So make sure to check his stuff out. We'll make sure to drop some links if you are interested in checking out his content. But you guys know the drill. It is the fucking study stream. You can't hide. Go ahead and drop Casino King in my chat, in Toe's chat, if you guys are interested in competing in this first round of quizzes we're going to look at. We're going to give away some extra stuff. I know we have a 50 bucker we're going to give away, $50. I think we can give away a PC premium membership today. I don't see a problem with that. Yep, we're going to drop a PC premium membership. I think the way we'll do it, we'll just pick a winner from each stream, and then they'll flip for it. So we give everybody an equal opportunity.
That's cool.
And then, yeah. So Casino King in the chat if you are interested. What up, Molten Spirit, John? Good to see you guys, and the Toe Army over there. Great to see you guys as well.
Yeah, guys, exclamation point guest in my chat. Six is going to realize he has a guest command right now and do his as well. You can get the links for Casino King's TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram all right there. Give him a follow. Give him the love. Give him all
I go to your stream and steal that.
Meatball says, hail to the king. Contrast, thanks for the 12 months, homie. I appreciate you. Ginger, 67 fucking months, Ginger.
That's a gigantic number.
How far can we go? To the moon, Ginger. We're taking it to the moon.
All right, I'm going to copy this.
I love you.
What if I paste
December, Ginger, you're coming to town. I will not flake on you. I promise.
There it is. So there's, I just copied all of them from Tosh stream and then posted them here. So there's all the links if you want to give my man a follow. But yeah, in the meantime, Toe, do you have a quiz you'd like to pick?
You know what one, because this guy really got my interest going? Is the mystery quiz 2088, because there's no description. They messed up and left it blank. We know nothing.
Pocket nines. That's all
we
it
know.
says. Just pocket nines. You love to see it. We'll do that one. Yeah, let's do 2088. We'll do that. And yeah, let's go ahead and roll it. Give you guys an opportunity. Good luck. What up, Skater Die? Good to see you, fam. Grateful. Rich. What's up, bro? Speaking of, look at this cup. It says grateful. It's hard to see from there.
Oh, yeah, you can't read it.
Yeah, it's too bright. All right, Said Habs, what the piss?
Oh my god.
Well.
You know what's funny is last night I was streaming on the Global channel like I do on Friday nights, and Said won the Global giveaway.
He did.
But he can't play because he lives in a weird part of Canada. I had to give it to somebody else.
Good to see you, Said Habs. And he won another giveaway.
God, this is like the perfect matchup.
Who is it?
Said Habs versus Molten Ashes.
Oh my goodness. The boys are good battling. Fireworks. Two of the most aggressive. All right, cool. We'll pick this quiz. Listen to these guys. We'll hear what Matt wants to do in these kind of situations, which will be fun, and how you guys would approach these spots as well. So, yep, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Here we have Pocket Nines, early in the World Series of Poker main event, playing about 300 big blinds deep. Action folds to the hijack, who raises up to 600. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 1,800, or re-raise to 2,700?
We're 300 blinds deep? What the hell?
All right. You get 3x early in the main event. There's a 3-bet option and there's a big-ass size. And I have Said Habs here on our side. What do you think he's doing? What do you think Sedhab's doing here? What would Sedhab's do? He's going 2,700, of course. Massive. 4.25x or something. What are you guys doing? Don't be shy. Who's calling? It's the main. Who's shook? I think it's mostly call 20% 3-bet. Matt says he's shook. DK says, I don't know about this. Our friend Sedhabs is never scared. I think it's mostly call 20% of the time. 3-betting Skate says Grateful Rich is only calling. Okay. What's the Toe Army doing?
I don't know. Toe is remembering to put this post in PokerCoaching Discord. Let's see. 3-bet, 2,700 for Meatball. Contrast calling. Dennis, 2,700. Lots of 3-bets. Couple calls. Bama. Contrast. Bama and Contrast. Oh, Ginger's calling. Asher says his default is call.
What's Matt doing? What's Casino King doing here?
I think I'm probably gonna call here. Gotta, just catch the 9 one time,
9 one time.
The disappointment in your face, I can tell.
No, he's yelling at his children.
Oh, okay. Some disappointment, but just not at me.
Right. Fair enough. Yeah. So, what am I doing here? I go either way. You could call. I think calling is totally reasonable. I think 9 is where the 3-bet starts, though. So I think this is going to be a 3-bet spot.
All right. Sorry. Toe says 3-bets.
To be fair, I call here a decent amount ways.
Well, it's a hijack opening range. Like he's opening what 30% of his range. He's pretty wide here. I think we can 3-bet this as one of the pairs that we use at a high frequency. And then the lower pairs from this, we start to mix a little bit more. 8s might be like 50-50, 7s, so on and so forth. But I think 9s plus, 10s plus, like, are you flighting 10s ever?
Oh, hell no.
So that would make 9s probably mostly, for me, 3-betting like 75%. I would have to have some kind of feeling to not be 3-betting here. So for me, it's mostly 3-betting. I think since we are 3-betting, since we are out of position here, we're never going 18. So 27. And if you want to call, I think calls like 8 points and reasonable. Like I think calling here
totally reasonable.
To play small. Yeah, it's a little tight, but it's not going to be.
There are certainly times when I'm just calling here because I'm lazy or multi-tabling or I don't like this. I think this guy's really aggressive and going to be sticky and going to make my life hell post. So
but somebody
be more likely to call to try and control him.
Yeah, call, check, fold, right? They call the 3-bet, they check, they fold. They fold.
I'm raising you every time.
Of course you are. Every single time.
Casino King, though, like, I might call against him.
So I'm sorry, I was muted. Casino King said he was just going to be calling here a lot.
So when you're 3-betting to that size, you're just trying to take it down pre?
No, it's not about that. I think when we're out of position this deep effectively, generally you are going to use a larger size because you have the positional disadvantage. So you're never really going to be going like, unless you're shallower, when you have like 20, 25 bigs, IC considerations, then you can go like 2.75, 3.25x. But this deep effectively, we want to be 4 to 5x. When we're this deep. Yeah, like a lot of our range we want to pump money in, right?
Yeah, and like I said, it takes away the positional disadvantage. Like what happens when we call here is that we're going to miss the board or it's going to have an over, like almost always, right? And then we're going to check, they're going to c-bet, and now we're kind of flying blind. But when we 3-bet, they're going to call, they miss the board just as often as we do. But now since we 3-bet, we get to c-bet and put them in a weird spot. So we take away the positional disadvantage.
Makes sense. Yep. Okay. So it's a post-flop play instead of a pre-flop play.
Yeah, and I think at 100 bigs, I mean, my rule of thumb here is if I'm 3-betting from the small blind without anything, like 4.5x. 4.25x smallest, something like that. 4.25 to 4.5x. I don't know. That's just the way I visualize it. And I think these 9s are 50-50, 75-25 or something like that, and then 10s are pure. All right, let's do it.
Wait. Monkey said call. All right, let's do it.
Oh, no, set has 27. Let's go.
Pocket 9s is a hand that you can certainly call or 3-bet. I think either play is very viable. Yeah. When you're playing super deep stacked, early in a tournament, I think you're really just not trying to play that big of pots with medium-ish strength hands. And the other side of the coin is that neither do your opponents, so you can just blast them. But I think this is a spot where, in general, I do a pretty good amount of calling in the small blind as opposed to 3-betting just in general. And, maybe that's a bit of a leak. Maybe I should be 3-betting more from the small blind. But I do call.
Oh, yeah, you should.
If you are going to 3-bet, by the way, you want to make it pretty big, like 2,700. When you make it 1,800, your opponent is getting very good odds to call in position, and that means they're not really making a mistake, right? They should call with almost everything in position, and that's not ideal for you. You'd much rather just make it big and get some pre-flop fold equity and start building the pot immediately. Anyway, I opt to call. Big blind folds. Flop comes 10-8-6. We check. By the way, you should not lead on the flop basically ever when you're playing very deep stacked. Shallow stacked, maybe it becomes a little bit more viable.
Interesting.
But anyway, we check, and the hijack bets 1,100. Should we fold, call, raise to 3,300, or raise to 6,600?
Nice.
All right, what'd it do?
Jonathan echoing a lot of what we said. It's the 3-betting, totally cool. Might be a leak, might be a little nitty, and calling a lot. So, yeah, both very, 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 very viable options. Did you 3-bet or did you call?
Setup's 3-bet for sure.
How many points was 3-bet?
9.
Oh, yeah. So, totally.
Yeah, it's practical. Yeah, it's good either way. And I'm trying to just construct the 3-betting range from this spot. I would just use suited 9s, 10s, jacks, 9s plus, offsuit queens. And then some suited connectors, and maybe some ace-4, ace-5 suited. So
I just noticed the neon behind you there. So, okay, that's I like that. I have an arcade
that's
in the
sick.
other room. I have a bunch of neon, so I like that one.
Oh, something about neon lights. It just gives you that old Vegas.
That's right. All right, what are you guys doing here?
Calling.
Call. Everyone call.
Yep. Everybody calling. How about yourself, Casino King? What are you doing here, man? Are you ever check raising?
Yeah, I mean, I'm embarrassed to say that my thought was like, well, I'm coming over the top.
I'm going to find out where I'm at right now.
Let's find out right away. So that was what my gut said, but in that position, like, I'm probably just going to call. In a higher stakes poker tournament, I'm just going to call.
I'm going to put him to the test right now.
The old F this guy bet.
Yeah, he's never got.
And you end up somehow bluffing off all your stack with a pair that just was never needed to happen.
Bluffing off my whole stack is a leak in my game. That is what I'm working on.
Yeah, it's just one of those spots, right? Like, are we betting for value? What's calling that's worse? Are we betting as a bluff? What's better that's folding? Blech, to both answers, I think we just have to call and wish we 3-bet pre so that we could be the C-better.
But yeah, it's interesting though. I mean, he just 3-bets, C-bets a lot, and then I think there's going to be a lot of turns where he just kind of needs to play. Honestly, he can't just double barrel every single turn. We have a lot of equity. We can just have the best hand here. We have straight draws. I don't see a reason to try to bloat this pot. We don't have spades, so we can just have more combos of like 2 overs with spades, overpair, a 10 that's just never folding, and we're out of position. So I would only call here, of course, like everybody else.
Yeah, one of those weird things. This is one of those weird spots in poker where if he's got something like King Jack of spades, King Queen of spades, with 2 overs and a flush draw, he's actually a statistical favorite right now, even though we have a pair and he doesn't. So we're even kind of shitty against those.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, all of his ace Jack, ace Queen, if he did have like any ace high, they just C-bets, king high, stuff like that. I don't think they auto double barrel on every single turn.
100% agree.
We're good. So, I mean, I'm just calling.
All right, let's find out.
Let's do it. Yep.
This is a situation where I think calling is the best play for the most part. If we had a hand like 9-8 or 10-9, I think raising would become way better if you studied some of our cash game homework on poker coaching or deep stack tournament scenarios. You'll see that pairs plus draws really do like to raise, but usually not a hand like pocket 9s or pocket 7s in this spot because they just have a fewer outs compared to a hand like 9-8. Because if 9-8 randomly makes 2 pairs, sometimes wins, whereas whenever pocket 9s gets an 8, it doesn't necessarily win. So this is a spot where I think we prefer to just call and go from there. Turn is a 7 of clubs, super draw heavy board, but we have a straight. Should we check, bet 1,100, bet 3,200, or bet 6,600?
Ooh, what'd it do? Said have Snapchat.
You got there.
Know what I'm doing?
This is nice. It wasn't a spade or nothing.
Yep, just a clean bink.
What game is this?
Yeah, never run this good. What is this?
How's that not
Laurent-
a king or a queen or an ace of spades or something? What?
It's like the king of diamonds, he double barrels, and you're like, oh, God.
What?
The queen is the tough one, too, because you pick up more equity, right?
What do we think about this spot? I have conflicting thoughts going in my head about this spot.
I know what I'm
The
doing.
whole army checking.
Everybody checking. LaRock's betting 1,100. Check. Google No Agenda. Welcome back, my friend. He's going 2/3 to 3/4 pot. Perfect card to lead, other than a 9 skate says so. Couple leads here. And the man of the hour, Set Habs, is checking. What are your thoughts, Matt? Are you ever leading a card like this? Or are you still going to kind of play possum and let him keep betting?
I was thinking of check raise.
Check raise.
Is what would go through my mind, but I feel like that could be incorrect. Probably is incorrect.
Okay. Check raising. So he is just checking here and then seeing how hijack proceeds. Interesting. Okay. No, I don't check mine leading. So what do you do? Oh, he's back.
I'm here. Sorry.
I haven't seen you
Yeah, interesting. Conflicting thoughts here. God, I mean, I'm gonna lie. I think in game I would naturally check, but my thought now is that this board kind of shifts equity in our favor a lot. And when we check here, they're just gonna check back a lot. But if we bet here, overpair still calls, flush draw still calls, 10x still calls.
You're putting the pieces together.
So-
You fucking lead every time. He's checking back too much.
Yeah, so
I'm leading.
Lead is kind of what's
Yep.
in my mind. 1,100.
Good. I'm glad. I'm sorry. You start putting the pieces together like he's not going to be betting turn. And if he's betting as a bluff, we're not going to get any more money. But I think his 10x, his overpair, his flush draws, all those type of hands just get to check back and realize equity. We have a hand that's a little bit vulnerable to 2 draws, could start betting now. We would lead here with a lot of different variety of hands here because this 9's pretty good for us. So yeah, I would do a good amount of leading here.
Yeah.
Only small.
The double flush draw
100,
too,
yeah.
like brings in all those extra draws and stuff. And Vinny, when we donk lead, we almost always donk lead small. So 3,200 out, I think.
It just allows us to use more hands in our range because when we are dunk leading, a lot of times we're going to have some draws, we're going to have strong hands, we're going to have a lot of different hand types we're going to do there. So I think we encumber it all with the small bet for the most part. But I don't know. I haven't studied 300 big tournament poker in a minute. So who knows? Maybe we do go bit larger with this SPR as well because hands like queens, all of his 10x, overpairs, flush draws would still need to peel 1 versus 32. Mm-hmm. So I could see that being viable as well. I would just lead here a lot, though, because I feel like he's checking back even overpair.
What's
it
the
needs
rules?
to peel.
Betting a lot, small and infrequent.
Yep.
Or
All
small
right,
and infrequent. Big and infrequent.
Set Habits checking. I think checking is perfectly fine from an EV standpoint. You're probably not going to be giving up too much. It's not a mistake, but I would lead. Yep. You ready?
Just want to make sure everyone checked. Yes, everyone checked. Let's do it.
So the times you want to lead are when you have a whole lot more straights than your opponent.
Tits.
And I'm not actually
curious
sure that's going to be the case in this scenario. I
points
realize that we
was.
do have some straights, obviously.
I know.
But I think the opponent does as well from the hijack. So I don't think we need to do much leading in this spot.
Good.
I do get the idea that our straight is very vulnerable to being outdrawn, but I just think that doesn't matter. I think you want to check and let your opponent continue to bluff. And they will have a lot of bluffs in the spot with just overcards or flush draws, right? So I definitely like checking in this situation. Although if I am going to lead, you typically want to lead very small, where you're essentially just saying I'm pushing a bit of a range advantage with stuff like decent 1 pair and better hands. But I'm just going to check in the spot. Try to not make things overly complicated for myself. It's funny I say that. I'm trying to not make things overly complicated for myself, which may actually be a bit of call it a mindset issue where I know if I check, I'm never going to have to end up folding this hand. Whereas if you bet and get raised, it starts to get very, very dicey, especially if the board pairs on the river or a spade or a club comes on the river. And it is important to realize here, we actually could be beat, right? We could be against the Jack-9, so it's not like we just want to obviously load all the money in the pot. So anyway, we check, opponent bets 2,000. Should we call, raise to 5,000, raise to 8,000, or raise to 22,000?
Uh-oh, what do we do?
By the way, pre-flop, 9's dead 50-50 between 3-bet and call pre.
Ooh, so I nailed it, right?
That's why we keep you around, buddy.
Hey. And then 10s, is 10s 80, 20, or 100?
I don't know. Hang on.
I'm sorry, I'm just, my curiosity.
Now you got me going down the rabbit hole.
I'm sorry, I'm too curious.
65-35 raise versus
Whoa,
call.
even less. Holy fuck, I'm 100%. That's bad. Okay.
100% too. And also on the turn, we have exactly 0% leading range.
Dog shit, Ray.
You fucked up, son.
GG. Back to the micros I go. I'll see you guys in a Dollar Dazzler.
I thought we would have a few leads here, but we have 0 leads. No leads.
Oh, piss. Well, all right. Matt already before said he was check raising. Sebs, what are you doing? Raise to 8K. You're check raising as well. A lot of check raising. Grateful is calling. Damn. Oh, sorry, Matt. What are you doing here, buddy?
Oh, I can't change my answer. I said I was.
You can't change it.
So if this guy leads out, if I check, he bets.
What size are you going?
Get him.
I think I'm going with what they put 5,000 out, or that's the option, or is it 8,000?
5,000, 2.5x. There's a 4x. There's a 5. There's a 10. There's a 10x in there. Check raise. Put in 22K in the main.
I could see going to 8 almost. He put out 2K. So I'm trying to read this on my phone and just make sure I got. So I could see myself going to 8.
I like that we were, before this stream started, talking about out of position bet sizes. And look, man, he gets it. Matt gets it right there. Like, immediately sizing up to the 4X. He was listening. He's learned. He's got better. Study stream, mission accomplished.
Every minute's worth it.
That's right.
Every minute. You love it. Go to 8K. Fuck this guy. We are JL. We're too rich to actually care. He did have some concerns about river equity shifting right now from board pairs, spades, clubs, and then that. I don't know if he wants to take a more pot control line and just know he's never folding, or if he check raises into Duke, comes back over the top again, he's actually shook. So I think JL might actually just call him pot control, but I think 8K is like, we need to start getting some protection and built in this pot. We likely have the best hand by a lot. So yeah, I could see 8Ks for sure.
I mean, I'll be honest, man. I'm mixed here. Like,
I know, me too. I'm like,
the problem with raising here is when we check call, check raise, it's one of the strongest lines in poker. And what bluffs do we have?
We have a lot on this turn. We could use a lot of different kind of bluffs, combo draws, pair flush draws of a million different.
Really happens as much when there's 4-liners out there.
Yeah, I don't mean. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Right. I don't know.
So if you go check call, come the river, what is the way that you're going to get them? Because usually
that's the other problem.
I've always thought river bluffs. People always think you're never bluffing on the river.
The problem is the check call, check raise on the turn is also never a bluff.
Yeah.
So you're kind of fucked if you're doing,
yeah, exactly.
Yep. So yeah, it's tough. He's never bluffing.
Yes, Habs is going 8K, so let's go ahead and.
Oh wait, I gotta see.
Let's see, man. I think I would make calling 8K. I kind of like 8K. All right, good luck, us. Let's do it.
So we have the best hand here basically always. The problem is that if we raise and get called, we're going to be against straights, which doesn't do us any good.
It's just hard.
And then high equity draws, either sets, flush draws. Well, sets or flush draws, right? And against that range, I don't think we're actually loving it. So if we are going to raise, I think we want to go relatively big just to try to give the draws that have pretty good equity a bad price. So I think we want to go to something like 8,000. You don't want to go small, because when you do go small, your opponent's still going to fold out a lot of one-pair hands that are drawing dead. And then you're just giving them better odds with their high equity draws. And you also don't want to go humongous, like 22,000, because when you make it 22,000, yeah, you get protection from the draws, but you also get stacked against Jack-9, which does happen. And again, it's okay to put yourself in difficult spots, but early in what is presumably the softest big buy-in tournaments each year, I'm really not trying to go broke. I just want to play lots and lots and lots of small and medium chip pots and slowly chip up, which I don't know. Maybe that's not ideal. Maybe I need to be just like pushing a little bit harder. It's tough to know. Anyway, in the spot, I think calling is fine. I also think raising to 8,000 is fine. We do call.
Yep.
River is the jack of diamonds. All right. Should we check? Bet 2,200? Bet 4,000 or bet 7,800.
What's interesting is I love when this happens too, when we're kind of like, oh, what do we do? Do we raise? Do we call? Looking at the solver, it is 50-50, raise versus call. So solver's like, meh, as well. The only one that 100% raises is if you have spade and club blocking both flushes.
Oh, then you can raise. That makes a lot of sense. You need,
All right, what are we doing? 7,800. Hey, there's Jab Lance. Good morning.
78 lead.
7,800 lead, she says. Wallaby Gangster, what are you doing?
Abs is leading
Let's
big.
put us even with Jack 9. 2,200 for Dennis. What's up, Dennis? I know you've been traveling. Feels like it's been a minute. Nudist in the house? Jeez, old school legends. What's up? 4K.
Yeah, that's an old school.
I have literally every answer.
Yeah, me too. I have
Every
check,
bet size, every check, everything's in here.
78. Motherfuckers wanting to overbet for no reason, just out of left field, just flexing.
Hey, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Like, how big can I go? 20,000. Like,
I saw somebody comment, go for it all, and I was like,
Dude says, check like a little boss. Was a boss the right word, or was that autocorrect?
oh, that's funny. Nice. I don't even know. Overbet check. Oh man, this is hilarious.
What's Ash is doing? Ash is checking.
Abs is potting the bitch for 78.
Yeah. Ash says, I think I like lead less here on the river than he did on the turn. Ginger leading small.
So many leads. Interesting as hell. Why would we dunk river when we check turn and didn't check raise?
When we get here and we're like, well, they're always going to check back river. You know, Casino King was saying the same thing, right? So how do you avoid that? It's kind of natural that
people want to lead. Yeah, that's why.
Try and bet, right?
Yep. Ship it to me is going 4K. There's more leading than there is checking.
My chat too.
Habs, you said you're going 78. Good luck, sir.
If you
go ahead, Matt. What are you thinking, bud? What are your thoughts here?
If you check call, would the overbet make sense on the river then because you're repping a missed flush draw? Or no?
That can be viable. I mean, from just a straight like level 1 thought process, like, okay, there are a ton of missed flush draws out there and some missed straight draws that we could still have in our range. So yeah, just a massive lead just to get him to call with his overpair. He'll feel stuck with. This is interesting. Do you think he's checking back an overpair on this river? Will he call a check raise
with an overpair on this run out?
How greedy do I feel? I mean, on this run out, one pair is never good.
I love you, buddy, but you're pretty fucking greedy in this game.
Yeah, that's too greedy. Like, how much? And you would have to go over half pot, so you would have to go like 60 to 75% pot minimum.
Because you
reopen the action on this board. It would be insane.
Tell I would be checking back my overpair as well. Yeah.
So yeah, lead does kind of seem interesting when there's so many missed draws, right? Interesting.
Yeah, we just gotta check it, right? Like the problem here is like, what do you ever lead here as a bluff, Casino King? Do you have any bluffs that you would ever lead given this action on the river ever?
I think only if I had an ace high flush draw that I missed. You know, and I'm like trying
just
to
the
steal
ace
the
of
bluff.
spades because they have it. The only problem with that is that if we have the ace of spades in some way, they have less flush draws in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So we're blocking their bluffs. So kind of, I can't think of another bluff. So that's the problem. Like we're struggling to find bluffs, which means when you lead here, your opponent can just fold because you don't have any. Because no one does. No one's got any bluffs.
There's a million 2-pair combos, all kind of 9x.
I don't even know. Like, does 2-pair lead here?
The thing is that, like, no, I mean, I'm checking. My answer is always check here. I would just naturally just check. And he has the missed draws. He might need to turn into a bluff as well, right? So, yep, I'm checking. But let's see if 7,800.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, like, he's not going to bluff very often, but he's never going to call a bet. So if there's a 1% chance he's going to bluff, that's more of a percent than I think that's he calls fair. Here, right?
Yeah, let's see. I'm kind of curious if JL wants to lead here. Small, just thinking like his overpairs and a lot of hands will check, or would he need to just keep betting with a lot of that range? All right, let's see it. Let's do it. Hey, for instance, what did you say you were doing, CK? What option would you pick? You said you were leading,
He was
correct,
hammering.
Matt?
Hammer.
He was hammering, huh?
You asked me?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna just try to go for it all. I don't know.
Go for it all.
I think realistically check
Yeah,
raise,
realistic.
but I had said I was thinking over bet, so I'm gonna stick with my initial gut.
Yeah, I was just curious. All right, he's getting there. Get him. 7,800. All right, good luck. Let's go. Huh?
The issue with this spot is that I block the opponent's straights pretty hard, right?
Okay, cool.
The nice thing about this spot is that it looks like I could have a lot of busted draws, though. So if I did have a busted club or spade draw, would I ever want to lead? And I think the answer is probably just not, because notice a lot of busted spades and club draws actually have pairs, and pairs could win at the showdown. So I don't think we need to lead anything in this scenario, and I think the play is instead to check and see what develops. I messed up the hand recorder here. I actually did check. If we are going to lead, by the way, we probably want to lead pretty big, because we're essentially saying I have either the nuts or nothing. Which is usually what you want to be saying in this spot, because I do either have the nuts or nothing, right? I either have a 9 or I have a busted draw. But I do check here. I did not bet minimum. The opponent bets 2,500. Should we fold, call, raise to 6,000, or raise to 12,000?
Beautiful. Well, here it is. And I love that, man. You guys nailed it with wanting to lead big. And it's cool as shit, man. I think that's a nice little line to have in your game there. On this run on this board with some missed draws versus population. Like JL likes it. It's 8 points. It's pretty cool.
Wait. He led.
No, JL did not. He said it was a misclick for the recorder.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's this 200?
No, he checked.
What is this?
No, he checked and did.
He
said it's
next
a
level shit. I was about to call Justin. Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was answering chat and didn't see that. All of a sudden saw a bet. What the hell?
Look at that. Casino King is a poker savant. He doesn't even know it, Chad.
I was like, wow.
He nails it. He's like, damn, he actually echoed a little bit of what JL was saying there. It's kind of sick.
I honestly have just been trying to, like, I'm still getting used to all this stuff, but polarized range is something I'm really working on. Of either like I have it or I don't, and a lot of times I fuck that up. But
hey guys, he sends me hand history questions all the time. He's like, hey, what should I have done here? He sends me stuff all the time. So he loves the game. I love that, man.
That's one thing Six that I always like react well and really embrace is it doesn't matter, and this isn't just for Casino King, this is just a general statement. It doesn't matter where you are in your poker career. If you are hungry and want to come out and ask questions, like, we are always the first ones to jump in there and help out anybody, right? Give back to the community that's given us so much. And it was guys like us helping younger guys like us that got us to where we are. That was like some Inception shit right there, but you know what I mean?
No, it's important. There's so much negativity in poker. It's hard to find people that are willing to.
Yeah, man. If it wasn't for Sixes, Justin Saliba, Matt Affleck, I would not be who I am today, and I am forever indebted and grateful. You know, try and say that as much as possible.
Oh my gosh. Back to the hand. 2.5K raised to 6K for Rich Hexer. I'm sorry, man. I have years of missed messages on Discord because I didn't know you had to take friend requests to get those. So I have to go back through those. I had fucking so many, dude.
That's so funny.
Skater died 12.
I can imagine because I get binged all day, every day, and if you've just been ignoring those, you have heaps of messages.
Probably 200. People I've just ignored feel bad.
All right, this is what's happening here. Ashes.
12.
That call is for the river here. I'm a little backtracked, so I think. Yes.
I'm just calling because I have no idea what bluffs I have. I don't have Zenuts.
Ashes says, don't want to raise then face a re-raise. We don't get much value from worse. He's calling. Meatball raising to 6. Vinny raising to 6. Contrast says, no, we be jamming. 12. Get it.
Guess what? This guy makes a dog shit bet size in position, and he needs to be punished. He needs to be atoned for his sins.
Bad villain.
What did he go? A third pot on the river in reopening the action? You get punished. There's no 12K, the biggest size we can do. There's no way.
Are you ever concerned about Queen 9? Nope. Is that ever like a concern?
We have the 9's blocked hard, right? Like,
yeah, we have this. Like, yeah, I mean, no, I'm not. Plus, I mean, it could look still so bluffy as well. He has enough hands he can call with 2 pair sets. Jack 10 himself, he would just call with.
The other
Jack
side, too,
8,
I think Queen 9 probably bets bigger
sets.
on the river. Because they have the super straight, right? Like, they want They bet
Yeah.
bigger.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, and then they have like all the sets. They could have sticky overpair winners, missed draws, a few two-pair combos. And we have missed draws we do this with. Punishable size, 12K.
It's so funny how I want to get the money in at the worst times, and then when it's the right time to get it in, I'm like, whoa, we gotta be
It's natural. Yeah, it's really common.
Now he's shook like, hey, we got a chance to just win this big pot here. I don't know if we need to do this.
He's supposed to be scared here. Why isn't he scared? Right?
Yep. All right, 12K, set half
6K, 6K, way too small as contrast. Lots of 6Ks. Lots of 6Ks out there. Contra said he's going to blow him a kiss and then raise 12K. He's going like
blow somebody a kiss and then
hardcore
raise?
nasty.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I think, Asher said he's calling.
All right, 12K.
Uh-oh.
GG.
Let's
do it. I'm with you with 12K.
I think 6 just won the quiz.
Let's do it.
I think now is the time to spring the trap and put in a raise.
No.
When the opponent bets so small on the river, only 2,500, I think this is going to be a range of a whole lot of medium strength hands. Like sets and two pairs, maybe over pairs. And I think if we put in a raise, the opponent's going to feel somewhat inclined to call.
Like a mofo.
Now, the question becomes, what size should we use? And I think depending on the opponent, you could certainly go either way. If you think your opponent will be very inclined to fold to a 12,000 bet unless they have exactly a straight, well, then you certainly don't want to make it 12,000 because then you're only going to get called with a chop. If you think they're going to call 12,000 with sets and two pairs, though, then obviously go big and just get full value. If you think your opponent will fold to the bigger bet, so you probably want to go smaller to something like 6,000 because a lot of people will look at the odds and think, well, I got good odds, I guess I have to call, even though it's probably not a good call very often at all because most people aren't bluffing this spot nearly often enough. I will say that I think my image whenever I go to play is that I'm looking to get a little bit out of line, especially in events where people know me as a poker educator, right? They think I'm going to try to push them around. I think a lot of people think that's what the pros are all trying to do. I experience this a lot in all World Series events, to be fair, but especially the ones that are mostly full of, call it, novice-ish players. Not that people who play the main event are necessarily novice, but they have, I think, incorrect perceptions in their mind of, call it, pros, quote-unquote pros, that they are just trying to steal a lot of pots. So I think if your opponent thinks you're just trying to steal a lot of pots, I definitely like raising big. If they have no read on you necessarily, perhaps smaller is just ideal. Although you got to realize when you do go small, it's definitely going to be an exploitative play because when we do raise on this river, we are going to have either a straight or nothing, right? When you have a straight or nothing, you want to be using a big bet size from in GTO world. Again, I entered this hand wrong. I actually did make it 12,000, so we did go 12,000. The opponent thought for forever and then called. I showed my hand. He had ace-9, and we chopped. I guess my opponent was thinking about raising, re-raising. I think that'd be really bad for the opponent. Notice that I could easily have queen-9 here, right? I would definitely check call flop, certainly check call turn, and then I would check raise river big. So this is a spot where if you do have a 9 in the opponent's shoes, you definitely do not want to re-raise. You just want to call and... You're going to chop most of the time, but you definitely don't want to re-raise because if you re-raise and get called, you're going to be in very, very bad shape and probably out of the tournament.
GG. All right, that was fun. We have a 56 for our effort. Sid Habs, did we win it?
Ashes, you had him.
The river got him.
We didn't get goosed, but we got the 1 point. The 1 ball on the river.
You got a 1 point
he would have
for just calling.
You. He was killing it. He was killing it.
Yeah. Sid Habs, way to pull 3. Aggression wins.
How many points was 6K?
I have no idea.
Oh, you didn't go 6.
We went 12. Yeah, we went 12.
It's a mystery.
Sid Hab knows what's up. Always be raising. You love to see it. Well done, but you know where to find me, man. You know where to find me. Team Canada, he said. Hexer says. That's funny. Well done. Let's do another one. Let's try to keep it moving so we can get maybe 2 more in.
We got to go a little short with Casino King. He's got places to be today.
Yep. He's got to get out of here in like 20, 25 minutes. So what's another keyword?
So one thing too, guys, we said this a little earlier, but now there's more people in here. We had an anonymous donation of $50 to give away for one of these quizzes. So the last quiz we have with Casino King here, we will... it'll be a $50 quiz, and anyone is up for grabs on that. If you're in Six's stream, I'll just send it to you one way or the other. Everyone except for Contrast is eligible for the $50 because Contrast wears shorts.
All right, you got a keyword?
Do I have a keyword?
Check raise.
He says no.
Check raise.
Done.
Is the keyword. Shekels raise. All right, cool. Get in there. Check raise is the keyword while you guys are doing
No,
that.
actually spelled check raise, not XR, not poker abbreviation.
Yeah, not the lazy poker abbreviation stuff. We'll pick another quiz. Do a short shill for the Poker Coaching Discord.
Oh shit.
You guys know what time it is. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I run a study group. It's great, man. We love doing this. Cash games on Tuesday. Hand history reviews, fundamental work, marked hands. We do it from 12:15 to 3. And then the Thursday study group. I think this week I'm going to look at the 250K hand history in there, where we final table and got 6 in the 250K. So I'm going to look at Mitten Lakes and Payne, though, because there was 34K up top, and I did not win 34K. But it was fun. We learned a lot, and it's good. So, yeah, get in those Discord study groups, guys. They are completely free for everybody. And
you know, like,
it's good.
I'm sad that you didn't win the 34K. But there's a small piece of evil toe that's slightly glad you didn't win 34K, because then I just wouldn't be able to sleep. I'd have to play poker every day.
Oh, fuck, kind of. That's actually...
I said congratulations.
I would never... I am not that kind of person. That's kind of disgusting to hear. I don't give a fuck if somebody wins a lot of money.
It's not that I'm sad for you. I
don't feel any kind of way. Why would you care if I won that?
I'm sad for me.
Why are you sad for yourself? Somebody's winning 34K
because I'm a competitive
right now.
son of a bitch.
What's that have to do with me?
Nothing. That's what I said. It's got nothing. It's all me. I am ecstatic for you.
That's extremely toxic. I don't. That's one of the most toxic things I've ever heard on stream. Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm sad. I'm sad that I was toxic. Then I apologize.
Yeah, I'm not like that at all. I would be sleeping and waking up happy and hitting you up like, congrats, man.
No, like I said, I'd be ecstatic for you. It's got no ill will towards you at all.
Why do you guys care if your friends win more than you? I never have been like that.
No. You
or if your
friend.
No, I think people in chat like I feel you. I don't understand it.
No,
but I mean,
it's the competitive guy
like
in me. It's got nothing to do with ill will or sadness or not wanting good things for you. I'm excited.
No, I understand. It's like, oh damn, he did it, so no,
I gotta win.
Do it. Yeah,
I gotta be as good as sixes. That's what drives me. It drives me to be as good as you.
No, but you should have that drive every day. Because I'm smoking.
I do because you win every day. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and roll them.
At least he's honest. It's true.
Yeah. You already know, Hexa. He's coming for my ass out all the times. I gotta watch my back. Gonna roll it. Oh shit, we got La Rock. Oh.
Exactly. But now I gotta do better. That's said well. That was the intention. What
I get it. Doing? I mean, from a different, but my brain just doesn't work like that. I get it.
What was we doing?
I didn't even fucking pick. I just picked La Rock in the house, going to represent the Mafia.
Oh my God, it's Global Legend versus Global Legend again.
Who you got?
Meatball in the house.
Meatball. I love saying that name. I have to say it every time. I actually lose control of my body when it gets picked.
It's like Hollywood or Watson.
Hollywood. All right.
All right. Well, 2083. Let's do Matt Affleck.
No. I want to see.
No Matt Affleck.
We got solver practice. I think solver practice. Matt was here. Nope. I want to know how much he knows about the solver and the percentages. Let's throw his ass straight in the fire.
So we just went on a little rant about who is evil out of the two of us.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I have
Six just pulled the evil.
Don't worry, we don't put you on the spot. It's a great time.
Nope, solver practice.
This is gonna be tough. This is tough for everybody. This is really hard.
We won't put you on the spot. This will be easy. Be yourself, he says.
This is gonna be really, really hard.
2085. I'm ready.
Everybody except for contrast. All right, ready?
Yep.
Under the gun opens, folds to us on the button. What percentage of hands should we be V-pipping in general from the button here?
All right, so not this hand. But in general, from the button, when we face and open from under the gun, what percentage of hands should we be playing? Raise, call, everything but fold. Versus under the gun on the button.
I'm sorry, you can't see the options. All right, what percentage of hands should we be V-pipping from the button to an under the gun 2.5x? 11%, 16%, 21%, or 26% of hands? Straight in the fire. Hard as hell. What are we doing? 50 bigs. 27% for Spirit, 21. Set Habs is at 21. 16 for Google No Agenda. Matt, what are your thoughts here? What range would you feel like you're playing here?
And this is with any two cards, right? Not just the Queen Jack
All
suited.
the hands you're playing.
Oh,
As
the
a total
entirety
percentage.
Yep, the
This
percentage.
is so hard.
Yeah, this is the shit we're here for. Yeah.
I lean towards 20%, 21.
21% of the hands. That's a nice guess.
Yeah, I have a lot of 16s in here. I have a lot of 21s in here.
Straight.
Two of the bigger options. Meatball says he's completely guessing, throwing a dart, and lands at 21.
I think 21 seems right. That's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm not even exactly sure. 26 seems like a lot, but 21 seems reasonable. Like, we still got to play a lot of the pairs, suited connectors, almost all the suited aces, ace 10 off plus suited nines and offsuit queens, maybe king jack off, maybe king 8 suited as well. So yeah, that's not 26, so somewhere in here. 21. 16 feels tight as hell.
16 feels really tight. Yeah, we do got to be tight because it's an early open, right? So they have a condensed opening range, and so we
but we still get to play
really
so
really
much.
polar, as Casino King was talking about earlier.
Do we get to be nitty
16
here and fold
seems
any suited
nitty.
nines?
26 seems like a lot. I guess 21.
21 for me.
It's between 21 and 26. It's somewhere in there, I think.
Yeah, somewhere in there, I guess. I would say maybe 20%.
Yeah.
22%. All right, let's do it. 21%. Wait a minute. What did we do here? Let me make sure I'm not just griefing him.
Meatball through the dark.
Using my own answers again. LaRock's
21.
at 21. Good.
Let's do it.
Oh, that's it. Yes.
This is what our button range looks like facing under the gun open.
So I had suited nines.
We have
king eight,
quite a few hands here. We don't have to
suited,
worry
ace
about
10
getting
off,
squeezed too wide
all
from the
pairs,
blinds.
offsuit queens,
A,
king
because
jack, so-
squeezing ranges aren't that wide, and then B, because under the gun player will have a strong range and will defend versus a 3-bet enough that it'll deter light squeezing from the blind. So we just get to V-pip so wide here. Queen 9 suited, 10-8 suited, 8-6 suited, King 5 suited, 6-4 suited. Make sure that you're hitting all these V-pips. And then also our 3-betting frequency isn't that wide, and that's just because of the strength of under the gun's range. Hands like ace queen off are almost purely called. So we peel. This is going to be one of the stronger hands in our range. Action checks to us. We bet a third. Under the gun calls. 5 of hearts on the turn. What should we be doing on this turn with our hand?
You can't see.
Well, we actually have a what do we do on the turn with our actual hand.
With our actual hand, this never happens. I'm talking about what percentage
question.
of your
Solve the
range.
practice.
So this is fun. Now we get to just say, what are we doing with our hand? Check 80% pot OB. What are we doing here, guys?
I have thoughts.
Toe has a couple thoughts. While we're waiting for the audience, Matt, what are your thoughts here?
So this guy checked twice, right? After
he checked, called our bet on a flop, and then he checked to us again. He didn't check raise, he just check called.
Okay. I before I knew it went very fast. So I thought he checked twice. So I was leaning towards bet 80%.
Well, it's interesting because
I think here I check.
You think you're checking now? He wants to check.
There's lots
the
of
hand
checks in
now.
my chat right now. Lots of checks.
Lots of checks.
Couple of 80s.
Bomb it for D-Coot and Set Habs. Set Habs is here, so you know we ain't doing no checking.
But not from Jaws.
80% for Skate as well. Debate.
Meatball says 80% position, no showdown, draw, blah, blah, blah.
The action was pretty quick, guys. So under the gun raise, check called our small bet in the back seat, and then check to us again on the turn. We are the aggressor. We did bet the flop. Do you want to keep betting the turn or not?
We got a couple of overbets starting to stream in. Punt poker, praying, overbetting.
Check for Grateful Rich. Carter is going 80. Moulton's going OV. But all right. So LaRock is checking. Right?
Meatball going 80.
I want to see where before I answer. I'm gonna wait for LaRock.
Jamblant's a little shook because we don't have any nuts, she says, on this board.
Come on, Bro. What are we doing here? All right, he goes 80%. He ran his he RT8 the spot in the background while we were waiting, and he's 80%. Cool. Final answer. We have the nuts. We have Queen Jack. All right, yeah. What are you doing here, Tal?
I think 80% is natural for people, but this card brings in more straight draws and flush draws, but doesn't actually complete. Is my first thought, and my second thought is that this is James Romero who loves overbet, and so I think this is an overbet card. We put a lot of pressure on the 8. We put a lot of pressure on the draws. I think this one might overbet them, and we can improve with a 9, a queen, or a jack. I think this might be overbet.
No overbets. 80% pot.
Conflict.
He is under the gun's range that still just check calls mixes some slow play with the very top of his range with aces. Like his range is still very strong, and we're just blocking a lot of 10x with some equity. I don't mind going 80%. Our queen high just doesn't want to show down or cap my range. I want to continue to apply pressure to ace highs and things, but I don't want to narrow his range too much or put in an overbet and then have to fold that. Or what if we get check raise on the turn to overbet? It's fucking disgusting. I mean, that's something that happens 80%. On this board
very much, but good questions. All good questions.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think 80% is natural.
Yeah. I know it feels natural to me. I don't really know how much overbet we're doing versus under the gun in these kind of spots, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not inclined to check, but maybe check is the best. I'm just turning my queen high. We need some bluffs here. It's not going to show down, and we need to be able to win it all when we get there. So cool. We're going 80 as well. Good luck, us. Let's do it.
So this is our button strategy on the turn here. We have a
Nope.
lot of 10x
no, it's all 80%
bet about 2/3. We have a lot of 8x that wants to bet a third. And then we also have a lot of high equity draws here. Hands like Jack 9, Queen Jack, flush draws, Ace 3, Ace 4. So when we have a lot of those value bets, and then we also have a lot of equity with our a lot of our bluffing range, that means we're going to be betting at a high frequency. Button is betting about 50% of the time on this turn, and Queen Jack falls nicely into a betting range with what would likely be one overcard, 2 under the guns, pair if he has one, and then also a gut shot to the nuts. So Queen Jack bets a third. I'm sorry, 2/3 or 80% pot roughly. Under the gun calls, 6 of spades on the river. What should we do here?
Ooh, shit got weird.
Well, shit. Obviously, we miss. We're in hell. People just don't fold. What are we doing? Is this a situation where it's 0 EV for all your decision, or is one of these going to be definitively better than the other? LaRock is punting it. He's too rich to care. Decoot is any action. Shoving for multinational, of course. Let's see. What are you guys doing? Don't be shy. Set halves. It will be any action is fine, but I would punt. Throw your hand into the muck has been declared. It's funny when you see people do that live. We've lost enough at this point, Jason said. I've seen enough. Hey, this is solver practice and not real money. It's only EV at this point.
Dennis checking, giving up, keeping his 38 bigs. Couple of jams out there. Wallaby jamming. Contrast jamming.
Check. We bet 80 on this.
Ship it to me. Folded a couple streets ago. I already gave up.
Mostly punts, man. It's a punt. Yeah, punt nation is here. You love to see it. Punt army. What are you doing, Matt? CasinoKing?
I wish I had it in me to punt. I just don't know. I'm not a strong enough human to just jam it in there with Queen Jack there. So I'm checking it down and living to fight a different hand. That's
yeah, it's like, yeah, I've seen enough of this one. We blocked some of the hands we might want him to fold. I don't know. He's done with it. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, unnaturally, I mean, I'll be honest. If I bet 80% here and got called by under the gun, I would probably give up on this run out, and I think that's wrong.
GG.
I would have overbet turn, though, and made this incorrectly overbet turn. So let me say that. It was incorrect. And then had an easier give up on river because I narrowed the ranges, right? Yeah, I think...
So we flat under the guns open here at some frequency with pocket jacks. And is Queens ever mixed? I don't know. I'm GG. This is it. Right, guys? We got to have some bluffs. We have fucking Queen high, one of the worst hands we would have. So if we're going to have some of the worst and we have some of the best, this has to go. Maybe we do have Jack 9 that wants to jam a little bit more than this. Because we have better. But I don't know. I'm with Team Punt. Let's do it, boys.
It's just, in the solver, Jack 9 pure jamming.
Yeah, I mean, if I have Jack 9, I imagine. So we have to have bluffs here. Like, fuck yeah. So we're going to. But is this one of the worst hands we have? We probably have a few worse. I know Jack 9 would jam. So I don't know about this. I would shrug. I would just. Yeah, you got Queen 9 as well. Fuck me. Maybe. I'm still shrug jamming and I'm lazy. Zero EV jam. GG. It's got to be 0 EV.
I can tell you.
You're close to it. It ain't much.
It is
Bacon.
0.7.
So, it's profitable. GG.
There's a little bit in there.
Profitable.
Yep. Cool. I think let me make sure LaRock was jamming as well. He was all in, correct. All right, let's do it. He's just on shove, not even any action. Any action is an option. Casino King was on team check.
Solver?
So let's see.
Pure
The solver is, let's see. All right, shoving. Let's do it.
All actions are fine on this river. You'll see that Queen Jack is played as a mix of shove and check.
It's pure
Button
jam on
has a reasonable amount of value hands. Pocket 10s, pocket 8s, 10-8. A hand like ace 10 suited is pure checked on this river. A little bit of betting with ace 10 off. But, we have sets. We have two pairs. We have straights. So we do need to have some bluffs on this river. The solver likes to use Queen Jack, I think, because we are unblocking some of his hero calls. So let's look at the hero call range. So this is under the gun's river calling range. He's going to be calling with aces, 10s, ace 10, ace 8, king 8, some queen 10, some jack 10. So we do block some of his calls, which is good. And then we're also unblocking some of his folds here. Ace king is unblocked, ace 9 is unblocked, pocket 9s is unblocked. So Queen Jack is going to go in about 60% of the time on this river. Is this under the gun range likely to fold this spot too much or call this spot too much?
Well, this is an easier question. Yes, Contrast asked, do we think that we take more of these easy decisions and easier lines when we're multi-tabling? And absolutely, because the more tables you have, the more you're spread thin, the less time you have, you try and simplify it, right? Yeah, absolutely. Well, Vinny says, we're all right because any action was fine, but who's more right? That guy.
All right.
You got it, buddy. You got it.
What are you guys doing here? Which range do you think it is? Wait a minute. Is the under the gun range likely to fold too much in this spot or call too much? What do you guys think?
People says he calls because he himself is calling too much all the time.
All right. CK, what do you think, buddy? You call too much? You think population? You yourself call too much? And what do you think about the population? Call or fold too much?
Depends on what I have.
I know, right? But the overall times you get to this river and you face this with whatever you have in your range, maybe you overfold on the turn and you just show up here with. You get to the spot, you're like, if I get here and call the turn, I ain't folding.
I'm not sure I'm folding anything that's better than Queen Jack in this position. Like I think even Ace King I might be calling here. So I overcall, I think.
Ooh, nastiness. So he's overcalling when he gets to the river in this spot too much. What do you think about people who get here though? Like when you're in your games and they get here and you try to bluff them off in this spot, do you just get snapped off or do you feel like your bluffs are successful?
Oh man, I feel like I always get snapped off.
People just call too much, I guess.
I'm in the
So he's
car
saying
driving
call.
home, mad at myself. That's
Yeah. All right, so he thinks population calls too much, his bluffs ain't working, and people are sticky as shit. So cool. And it looks like everybody else thinks people fold too much because they see bet ace. So people who just get here from a check call range standpoint aren't balanced and show up here with too weak of a range because they don't check call the ace tens. They don't check call aces. They just see bet too much in the first place is what my guys think. So cool. That's a good thought as well.
I mean, I think we take this bet because people are overfolding, and that's why we're taking this bet, right?
Yep.
If they weren't overfolding, we would not bet because
we wouldn't be
calling
shoving
too
as much,
and so our bluffs don't work. So I think fold's the answer here. I think in practice, though, I think it might be the other way because I'm just thinking we called flop, we bet on the flop, we bet on the turn, and he's still here. The only hands I can think of that open under the gun that get here that don't have something like CasinoKing was saying is like Jack 9 suited, right? Queen 9 suited.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Other than
you're just
that,
getting
like everything else
snapped
that
off.
gets here is a pair of some sort.
Yeah, I tried this on Iggy. I played a crazy eights or something, and I try this. I just get snapped off by like ace eight, like it's nothing. Yeah. So fair.
I mean, I guess
all right, we're gonna
like
go
ace 3 of hearts, ace 4 of hearts, something
dude.
like that. Yeah, for sure.
Man, they don't care.
They
so
don't
all right,
care.
Nope. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call, and LaRock also agrees that people are calling too much. So let's see what we think.
Let's do it.
Clicked it.
So I think under the gun is likely to call the spot too much. I don't think he's going to miss a lot of calls with his
You're right.
top pair, given that the board runs out like this. And then also, I don't think under the gun's going to be floating turn with as much of the ace-king, ace-queen, ace-9 type of holdings that the solver
I have questions.
gave it. So... he'll probably be calling close to equilibrium, but I think probably just overcalling a bit. If the river was a king, I think he would be folding significantly more.
Nice. All right, cool. We got a 38 for that, and yeah, how'd you do?
It's a tie. Coin flip time.
We have the coin flip. Matt, what was your question?
If they're overcalling there, then why are we bluffing? You know, like why is it a smart move to 80% or jam if the opponent is overcalling in that situation?
Well, from a solver standpoint, he's just showing solver outputs and then asking based on population reads.
Okay.
So in a solver, in a sense of a theoretical against a balanced opponent who's playing at equilibrium, you're going to be jamming this 65% of the time if they're playing well and correct. But against your population people who get here to the fucking river with their range, they're probably just not folding, right? Because their overfolds are going to come on flop and turn. So when they get to the river, the ranges are too strong and they're just not going to be folding.
Yeah, this is a weird game. Like I started playing chess recently, and they have solvers. And when in chess, what the solver says to do is 100% what you should do every time. In poker, it's not that way. The solver is one thing.
Because it deviates because the ranges.
It deviates depending on if they're calling too much, if they're folding too much, we should bluff more. If they're calling too much, we should bluff less. So you got to be fluid in game.
Well, we say the solver but we're not solving it exactly to our opponent's ranges. So it's hard to say. Like against in theory, right? We should always just preface it in theory. But if you were to run this against his range, we'd get better outputs. But yeah, that was good. We're gonna have to do a coin flip as well.
These guys wanted to see the chart. Here's the chart, guys.
Certain. Golly.
And you can see like the one argument about his bluffing here too is we don't have a ton of bluffs. We have a handful of bluffs and then a shitload of value. So we still bluff the queen jack just to be balanced, but we don't have a lot of bluffs because they call too much.
That makes sense.
It is 1:36. I do want to be respectful of our guest time, so we don't hold him hostage. He called tails.
Yep,
so good luck. Your head's LaRock, and he's gonna just roll it.
We flipped it.
He flipped it. I have it here on the side so you can see the results.
Let me know when you're ready.
It looks like a heads to me.
No, we didn't flip it yet.
Oh, pissed. Oh, it's just frozen. We're gonna watch this, and then we're gonna give our friend an opportunity here to. It's tails.
It's tails. You did it, Meatball. Let's go.
I know you wanted to do a giveaway for my last one, so I'm down. I'll stick around for one more if you guys are going to run more.
Yeah, and then one more. We'll wrap it up after that, and it'll work out just.
Yeah, no, I'll stick around. I can move. I can.
Hey,
I'm
he's a champ. Look at him. What a guy.
We're all professional gamblers. We're never on time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No one can count on this.
All right.
All right, so this will be the $50 quiz.
The $50 quiz, you might want to get in this one. $50 to the winner.
We should have done solver practice for that.
Yeah, that would have been a tough one. We got one more. We want to keyword.
Keyword is $50.
$50. I'm using it with the X. $50, like a zoomer.
Gifts up for Meatball, my man. I appreciate that, buddy.
$50 is in there. Give you guys an opportunity to get in there. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and post our friend Casino King's socials again. If you guys want to give him a follow, check out his content as well. All the links are there. The TikTok, the Twitter, and the Instagram links are in chat. Be a good person.
I used the number 50, guys. $50.
Follow.
Thanks, Sixes.
No, no problem, man.
And thanks for having me. This has been a blast. I'm playing at the lodge this week, so hopefully,
there you go.
Hopefully I can bring some of this into my gameplay. But I'll probably bust.
You've been doing solver practice. So you go fuck Doug Poke up.
Are you playing cash? Or are you playing? They got tournaments.
I'm playing both. Series? They have a $1 million guaranteed tournament that I'm playing in, and then on Saturday I'm going to be on the live stream playing cash. So
sick.
Oh shit! That's gonna be sick. I'm gonna watch you play. We're gonna do a breakdown compilation on stream of all the hands Casino King plays perfectly. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. We should have a sweat party, and watch it on stream. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you can all laugh at me.
Oh shit! All right. While you guys are getting there, we'll pick another quiz as well.
Would it be in? Just in time. Ian heard there was a $50 quiz. Bang! Comes into chat immediately. Look at that.
Uncle Ian in the house. What's up, Unc? What up, Unc?
Contrast to be sweating Casino King. Let's go.
All right, this is an important one. Who should we pick? Any new Griffs ones we can do?
We can do that. I was thinking of Sostinato. I'm just kidding. Yeah. 2084.
Kappa. 2084. We can play Pocket Aces.
Sostinato actually followed me on Twitter recently, which I thought was fun and interesting. Out of nowhere.
He's been following me for years. You jealous about that?
We talk about this. Is funny.
You jealous about that too? Does that hurt your feelings too?
No.
That he followed
because
me
if you're famous, I'm famous by association. That works for me.
No, I gotta needle you a little bit.
I deserved it. You know what's funny about Assassinio? We were hanging out with a bunch of people and he was there.
Dude,
and this quizzes are infamous, right? They're 30 minutes long. All these quizzes are 30 minutes long. Guy's got a lot to say. But in real life, the guy doesn't say a word. He saves it all for the quizzes. The guy didn't say more than 3 words.
He can hit a golf ball too.
He can hit a golf ball.
That dude can hit a golf ball. All right, we're gonna play Pocket Aces. Get in there now or forever hold your peace.
I drew it already.
Oh, you already drew it?
I just did.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
It's a legend.
Oh, shit. He's Spirit. Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
Oh, against Monkey
Time
Man.
to bring out
legend
the exploits.
versus legend violence.
Bring out the exploits. Exploit God in the chat.
Exploits. All right, aces up in an upsized pot. What could go wrong?
Oh, shit. All right, Pocket Aces time. I'm ready to click it whenever you are.
Doing it.
Hello, Poker Coaching members. Evan Jarvis here for PokerCoaching.com, coming at you with another cash game quiz. Today we're playing some 51 No Limit Hold'em on Poker Stars in a pretty reggy game. But that's all right, because we got Pocket Aces in the big blind. We're facing a button raise to 240. Action's on you. What should you do? Should you fold, call, 3-bet to $750, or 3-bet to $10?
All right, guys, we got aces. What the hell are we doing?
3x or 4x 3-bet. We're out of position 100 bigs deep.
Or balance your folding range.
Yeah, fold. Why is that even there? You should get a computer virus if you hit fold.
You should get a computer virus.
Like you hit it and then your shit just starts like rebooting and like you get something come up, error. No slow play. Yeah, I slow played aces into hell in the 60K the other night and stone bubbled. It was awesome. 10 doll hairs. Serious, Molten says 10 doll hairs. No slow play. You better tell me what you're doing. $10. All right. What up, Lady Killa, the celebrity, decided to join us today.
Except for Nudist.
What up, legend?
7.5.
What's up, fam?
7.5. And ship it to me, 7.5.
Yep. Oh.
If you fold, your shark scope implodes internally. I like it.
750.
Folding to balance his range. I like it.
I'm betting quitting poker is $10. Ooh. Amore going all in. Keck W. All right, cool. What size would you 3-bet here, Casino King? What are you thinking?
I'm going 750 because I feel like the big blind 3-bet is so strong that if I go to 10, there's a good chance he's just folding.
So you just want to induce a little bit more and use a 3x size. No, you're going to get caught at a much higher frequency than 10, where he might just fold a few more hands, which sucks for us.
That's my thought process, which has tend to be wrong. So
I actually think that's really legit and good thinking for sure. I mean, we could certainly go 10. I would probably go 10, but I don't think there's anything wrong with 7.5. And I do 100% agree that raises from the big blind are uber strong and polar, because we can always flip a chip in and see it. So that is 100% solid logic for sure.
I mean, yeah, you're trying to split your range, go smaller with the aces in this spot. I mean, I'm just going 10 with every single hand that I'm 3-betting out of position here. 100 big blinds deep. And he shouldn't just be overfolding, because that's the same size I've used for my entire range. And if I start mixing in, going smaller, only 750, sometimes it's like a fucking tell. Like, oh, his range is stronger. Am I mixing all my sizes? I'm going to need to go bigger with.
What if you're going 7.5 with range because you have so few 3-bets from the big blind?
I mean, I do think there comes a point where if you're playing live or these lower stakes games and you're splitting your range and nobody's catching on to it, and you're making the most doing it that way, you know, I think
it's totally fair.
I do. I think 750 is fair. I would
like
always
good move versus best move, right? Like 9 points versus 10 points.
Yep.
It's not a fold, at least.
Yeah.
You can't make that big of a mistake between these two in this spot, in my opinion. So, yep. But we're gonna go 10 though. And
what the hell are we doing? I don't even know. Monkey. Where are you, monkey? Where's monkey? Monkey won 10. $10. I see him. Let's do it.
We're never folding aces. We're never just calling with aces. Not in this spot in a cash game anyway. Maybe the rare spot in a tournament. We're definitely going to want to be 3-betting. And we're going to want to be 3-betting on the larger size. If you go to 750 here, we're giving our opponent a pretty good price to continue. He's going to be able to continue with a lot of hands in his range and be able to play well post-flop, because we're kind of face up on a strong range and he's got a very disguised range in position. We want to shallow out stacks by going to a large 3-bet sizing. So I'm going $10. And honestly, if you want to go a little bit bigger here, that's reasonable too, especially if stacks were deeper than 100 big blinds. Then we'd like a larger 3-bet even more, maybe something like $12.50 or even $15. Our opponent calls and we get a fantastic flop. 9 deuce deuce, 2 clubs, 1 spade, giving us aces and deuces. And the backdoor nut flush draw as well with the ace clubs. Actions on you. What should you do? Should you check, bet 33% pot, bet 67% pot, or bet 100% pot?
Ian's got a good point. Folding aces pre reduces a lot of decision making and stress later. I like it.
33% for the molten ashes.
GTOW goes to 13, huh? Sizes up. Wow. You know, Casino King was worried about
33.
Sizing up as a tell. This thing, solver doesn't give a fuck. Solving up even bigger. Sheesh. Like, I would never go 12 or 15. I would never do that. That's big as hell.
Like if I have 150 with him, I mean we cannot go. We have to be like
I'd max 10
to 12.
10. Bet 33 says Monkey.
Bet 60 says,
Lots of
who gives
33s.
it?
Everybody in the chat going 33.
What's up, main client? Hey, good afternoon, bud. Happy Saturday. Spare, what is wrong with you? Bet 60 says and signs up. Who gives a bet? You're insane. Rips in the chat. 33. Check. I've seen all the options now.
Ship it to me going 67. Everybody else 33.
What size would you see bet here in the 3-bet pot? What are your thoughts? Board's kind of dry. Casino King, where you at?
I think I'm going 33% because that's what I would do with Ace King. I would try to all of a sudden play this hand like Ace King.
Yeah, and I think the thought here is like a lot of your range in the 3-bet pot would just be c-betting on this board. It would just be naturally 3-bet, c-bet, right? With so many different variety of hands. And you're just going to keep probably the aces in there. I wonder if you could slow play check at this SPR because it really needs no protection. The one hand that you can slow play, maybe this, I would at least think about checking here with these aces and get him to make some mistakes on future streets, and we can stack him when he makes a single pair hand or if he has something, whatever. So 33 or check for me. But yeah, you're normally just going to be betting small with a lot of your range in this spot.
Checking.
So
the one good argument to checking though is we have the ace of clubs, which means he's got less clubs in his range. And spades, yeah. We block both flush draws, so. But like you just 3-bet C. But the other thought is like we're so deep.
Yep,
how do we stack a motherfucker if we don't start getting chips in the spot?
It's only a 4 SPR, right? So you could technically, if he checks, just bomb and get it in. And it allows him to pick up a single pair of hands, allows him to think we're capped. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think like specifically this combo, if we're ever going to check, that needs 0 protection is going to be reasonable here. But just 33 is kind of standard.
3-bet, C-bet, the old mantra.
All right, Spirit's going 67. Casino King was going 33. I'm mixing between these two, and I think they're both good.
I'm always 33.
It was 33. Yep, let's see it.
This is a board that's very favorable for us. Our opponent is very unlikely to have connected with this flop. The only times he will is when he has pocket nines and ace deuce of hearts and ace deuce of diamonds. It's not a whole lot of hands. If we were in position, it is a board we can consider checking back some of the time because our opponent is so often drawing basically dead or drawing to 2 outs. And we don't mind letting him improve with a hand like King Queen, Queen Jack, or some kind of overcard type hand or backdoor flush draw type hand that can put in more money on later streets. That being said, most of those hands will call a small bet, especially when they are in position. So since we're out of position here, we want to be betting pretty much 100% of the time. And the question is what sizing. I really like a small bet size here. The pot is already reasonably sized with it being a 3-bet pot. Once our opponent calls here, we'll have less than 3x the pot remaining, and we should be able to get all in on later streets with ease. Betting a larger size of 2/3 pot, reasonable as well. You're still going to get all the calls from the pocket pairs and be able to get all in on the later streets, but you may knock off some of those light floats, the king highs, queen highs, jack highs that we would like to see continue, because even when they improve their hand, they're still going to be drawing very, very, very slim on the future streets. So we like to bet a 3rd pot here. Opponent calls, and the turn is the 6 of spades, bringing a backdoor flush draw. Actions on us. What should we do? Should we check, bet 33%, bet 67%, or go all in?
All right, guys. Bet call. Here we are on the turn. What did you do?
Easy peasy. What do we do? No sweat, clean, easy. This is a quiz. How do we make all the monies from aces? What would you do? Jason Ward going 33, Steadhabs 67%.
67's streaming through my chat.
What size would you bet here, Casino King? Where you at? What are you thinking?
I don't even want to say it, to be honest, but I really want to check raise.
Oh, it wasn't. And he doesn't even want to check call. He wants to check raise the turn.
I have the ace. If I'm playing the ace king vibe, it's like I'm gonna take a stab at the flop. I miss again. I'm gonna check, make it look like I'm like they could steal it. They throw out some money, and then I come over top. That's kind of the.
But would you have bluffs when you do that in the 3-bet pot?
What'd you say?
You would use ace king as the bluff as well and do that line as well as your aces and kings. This guy's dangerous.
It's just what's going through my head. I'm not, it's not correct. I'm just, that's.
Hey man, I respect it. It's all
Checking
good.
makes some. I mean, I can see the logic behind checking here on some level, but just because like, what does he call with, right? Like, the sport's so dry. I could definitely see why that thought process would go through your head, for sure.
Yeah, they may get him to make some more mistakes. We're not afraid of clubs or anything like that.
Doesn't matter what the river is.
Things. Doesn't matter what the river is. We're gonna get the money, but I don't think I'm checking.
I'm not checking either, but if you do check, I think instead of check raise, check call makes a lot more sense because then we let him bluff his misdraws and all that kind of stuff. When we check raise, we force him to have a value hand, which is hard to have on this. But if we check call, now we look like we have draws or some sort of scared hand, and he might bet twice.
Yeah, and another thought with that is like, yeah, you want to check call because the same range that you're targeting to get value from is probably going to put in more money on the river, and we keep in bluffing range, his bluffing range. We're just going to condense him to losing the bluffs and having the value hands. In that same range, we get value from anyway, right? Because he's going to bet it. So yeah, I think checking to check call would be if you're going to take that line, Matt. But I would just bet 67, make it geometric, and rip the river.
Yeah, because also when we three bet pre,
pocket tens.
Yeah, exactly. When we three bet pre and then bet this flop, like he's got to have a pair or a draw in my mind, right? And if he's got a pair or a draw, it's time to get paid.
Oh.
So.
Somebody in your chat said I went all in pre-flop, so I'm just waiting to cash in.
Yeah, but you got a fold pre-flop, so you want the minimum.
All right, let's go ahead and go 67. That's what Spirit's doing, and let's see what how this is going to work out.
Yep.
But
now, if we had something like red aces here, and it was possible for our opponent to have all the flush draws and all the backdoor flush draws, we may want to consider just going all in. It puts those flush draws and backdoor flush draws in a tough spot, whereas if we just pot it, given the implied odds of our stacks behind, our opponent actually has the correct price to call with a flush draw or a backdoor flush draw when we pot it. Whereas when we go all in, we are giving them the incorrect price to draw with those hands, but they may still call with those ones anyway, especially if they have the ace high draw and they think we might have a king high or a queen high draw or something of that nature. But we have both aces, which decreases the likelihood, well, it makes it impossible for our opponent to have one of the nut flush draws, which are the few hands that, we would love to get it in against for all the chips on the turn. The other hands we'd love to get it in against are those overpairs. And whether we go for an overbet shove or just a large size bet, we're going to be able to get all the money in against those hands with ease. Also, if we go for a smaller bet size here, we give our opponent the chance to move all in with those hands himself. And so that's pretty much what we want to do here. Betting about 2/3 pot will give our opponent the opportunity to either call with those overpairs, and then we'll have 3/4 pot remaining on the river. Very unlikely we're going to see him fold. Or he can just move all in with those hands himself on the turn. Checking has some merit. We have those blockers, so we can know that he doesn't have that many flush draws. So we can go into a check call mode, or we can go for a check raise all in, get our opponent to bet with his floats that didn't improve and force them to fold, while getting our opponent to also bet with his pocket pairs that will probably call a check shove. So that's an option that's somewhat attractive. The only problem is sometimes when we go for that check raise all in, our opponent just checks behind with his pocket pairs, and we miss out on a bunch of value that we could have got if we just went bet. So those are the reasons I like a 2/3 pot bet here, and we are met with a shove. So what should we do now? We only have two strategic options. Should we fold or should we call?
Is this a real, click the button and move on. Ain't nobody folding. It's not happening. You can't fold.
You can't fold.
No, nobody in here is folding.
No.
Nope. You're capping if you're folding. Just give this man this. Just give him the stack and rebuy. It's too. If he has it, he has it. There's no way
I don't know if
ever folding.
Confucius or Buddha said this, but tis
Hey.
what it be. We're getting it all in.
Tis is what it is. Pay this man his money.
Yep.
Ain't no. It's a zero to fold.
Yep.
Sorry, never
Yep.
folding.
Yep.
Let's just click it. I'm not wasting. I know Matt ain't
Casino King's got to go.
No.
in a million years. We gotta go. It's
You got
almost
time for this shit?
Time flies. Let's do it. Click
Don't
it.
fold
I
your
clicked it.
aces.
Snappage.
This one's a pretty easy decision.
Never fold.
If our opponent has 9s and played it like this, unlucky for us. I think if he has 9s, he's probably just going to be calling because he wants us to follow through with our semi-bluffs when we don't improve with our missed flush draws, or make a flush and bet into his boat. Ace deuce suited, maybe he's going to raise with it all in here, but that's only 2 combos. He can be raising with all pocket pairs, lesser than ours and better than a pair of 9s. And
do we speed it through?
I think that's about it. I think with his draws, he should probably just be calling here again.
I'm fine with it.
Fuck that.
Just call it goddamn aces.
He had 5-6 of clubs and he jammed. I skipped it to the end because we're getting there and I don't want to waste. You're snapping with aces in the spot. He's got a combo draw or worse pair and you don't care.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm not folding. So we did it, America.
He could have a 9. I wouldn't care then either.
Yeah, it is what it is. You got to lose the money in the spot. We have a 37. Did you swish it for the 50? He swished it for the 50. Oh my god. Spirit, well done, buddy. It's all good.
With the mega quiz. Congratulations, buddy.
Well done, guys.
Thank you to the anonymous donor, he says. Indeed.
Yep.
You want to throw the host to Giraffe?
Yeah, we're going to, before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you again to my friend, Casino King, for joining us today. Drop those links again. Make sure to give my man some love on the streets. We're going to be doing some more work together. We shot some stuff while we were out in Vegas. There's the desert video where we play heads up in the desert that just came out. I think it was fucking phenomenal. So I think you guys should check that out as well. And yeah, buddy, any final words before you get out of here?
Just thanks for having me. Hopefully I didn't slow down the stream too much with the dumb questions, but I learned a lot, and I'm really looking forward to coming back with you guys.
Yeah, man,
yeah, we
much
appreciate
for
you,
joining
man.
us, but it was really nice to meet you. Nice to hang out.
For sure, yeah, that was the first time you guys met. We didn't get a chance to meet while we were out in Vegas. We were all so busy.
Yeah, you were doing
Yep,
your thing.
next time. Yep.
I'm not going out to the desert in 115-degree weather. You got to be crazy.
No, I thought I was going to step on a scorpion. I was very...
You don't pay me enough for that shit. Fuck that. Guys, there's the links for Casino King. See him TikTok, Insta, Twitter, all in there. Praying the Showmaster has the link for PC. Get in there. You can sign up for free with my link or Six's link. Get 20 free quizzes, big blind charts for 100 blinds or more, and a bunch of homework assignments. PC Discord for the PokerCoaching Discord. There's 6 study groups a week recorded, including this one. I'm talking really fast because I know Casino King's got to go. Exclamation point Discord for my Discord if you just want to hang out with me. YouTube if you want to see this one from the beginning or any of the ones we've ever done in the past. All there for you. Thanks for the love. I appreciate you. Throwing the host to Giraffe, my man.
Yes, let's throw some love out to Draft and make sure to show him some support, man. He's the legend. He dropped me a 1,000-man raid this week, which was amazing.
Also, we've been working him. He says he's coming on the stream. When you get into his chat, tell him to get his ass on stream.
Yeah, we're going to get him on the stream as well. We've had all the coaches. We just need to get Draft on here. So, but once again, thank you guys for the support. We appreciate you guys. Make sure to show our guests some love as well. Thank you again, Matt, for joining us today. Appreciate that. And good luck on the streets, everybody. Take care.
See ya.
Peace.
This is that awkward 5-second pause while we raid.